Hello student, welcome back. Let us start with electronics paper 1 applied electronics. Student, we already completed one chapter from paper 1. So today we are starting with the second topic, chapter number 4, operational amplifier. See student, this chapter is very important because maximum of practicals, nearly 5 to 6 practicals are based on this topic, that is operational amplifier. So operational amplifier, that is we say op-amp, operational amplifier. So as the name suggests, this op-amp is basically an amplifier, and the basic job of amplifier is to amplify the input signal. So we have applied an input signal of 3 volt amplitude, and by using an amplifier will amplify means increase the amplitude, that is 6 volt, right? So here we have, by using the amplifier, we have amplified the input signal, that is known as operational amplifier. Now why it is amplifier? It is clear, it amplifies the signal. So why it is called as operational amplifier? So let us understand why it is known as operational amplifier. So in earlier days, when digital computers was not involved, the different mathematical function like addition, subtraction, integration and differentiation was performed by using the operational amplifier. Just by connecting few resistors and capacitor, it is possible to perform different mathematical operation. That is why it is known as operational amplifier. So it amplifies, it performs operation along with amplification. So the name operational amplifier. Is it clear? So let us see the symbol of an op-amp operational amplifier. If you see the circuit symbol of operational amplifier, it can be represented by this symbol. It consists of two inputs and one output. The most of the amplifier consists of two power supply, positive power supply and negative power supply, but there are many op-amp IC that run on single power supply. Now in this op-amp operational amplifier, the input terminal which is marked positive is known as non-inverting terminal. So op-amp has two inputs and one output. We are using two power supply, positive and negative. The positive marked sign is known as the non-inverting terminal. This terminal is called as non-inverting terminal. The input terminal and the another marked by the negative sign is known as inverting terminal, and it will be cleared in shortly why it is known as inverting and non-inverting terminal. Here the positive supply is applied and a negative supply is applied to the op-amp. So that is nothing but the biasing supply and output V out. So this is the symbol of an op-amp. Clear? So now if you see this operational amplifier, it is one kind of differential amplifier with a single output. It means that it amplifies, that this amplifier amplifies the difference between the input, that is V1 and V2, applied to this operational amplifier, and the gain of this amplifier is A. Then output will be, what is the gain? Gain is nothing but output upon output voltage upon input voltage. So what will be the output voltage? Output voltage is equal to gain A into the difference of the input voltage, then A into V1 minus V2. So what is V out? V out is equals to gain into V1 minus V2. Clear? Let us say that if we have applied a single input operational amplifier and the other input is grounded, input terminal is grounded, then the output you will get is A equals to A into V1. So A into V1 minus V2, but V2 is grounded. So output equals to A into V1, where A is the open loop gain of the operational amplifier. The reason why it is known as open loop gain, because it is the gain of operational amplifier when there is no feedback from output to the input side. So there is no connection between output and input. So the gain is called as open loop gain. Suppose we apply a sinusoidal signal at the out then at the output, suppose we apply the sinusoidal signal at the input terminal. So then the output that sinusoidal should be multiplied by the gain. So we'll get the output a sinusoidal wave, and it is multiplied by gain. That much amount it will be amplified, right, depending on A. So multiplied by the gain, the output you should get amplified sinusoidal wave. Here the phase of the output is same as that of the phase of the input. So the output is in phase with the input, right? But it is amplified. It will be amplified by how much factor? Gain. So a value of A. So output will get amplified by the factor A. So here when we apply the input to the positive terminal, the output phase is same as the input phase. So it is called as a non-inverting input terminal. Okay. So when we apply a positive signal at V1, the output will be positive. And when we apply a negative signal at the non-inverting terminal, that is V1, the output will be negative. Clear? Likewise, whenever we are applying input to the negative terminal and grounding the positive terminal, the output of the amplifier will be V out is equals to A into V1 minus V2. So V1 is 0, so it is minus A into V2. Okay, because the difference between the two input terminal will be 0 minus V2, that is minus V2. Now let us suppose that we apply a sinusoidal wave signal input, then at the output we get an amplified signal which is having 180-degree phase with the input signal. See, it is having 180 degree. It is amplified, and now the phase has changed. It is not the same as the input, but we get 180-degree phase shift, right? So means that the output will get inverted by 180. That is why this terminal is known as inverting terminal, because the output will get inverted with respect to input. So always if you are applying a positive voltage at this terminal, this V2, we are getting a negative output. If you apply a negative input, we will get a positive output. So this terminal is called as inverting terminal, and this terminal positive is called as non-inverting terminal. So I think that now it is very clear why these two inputs are called as inverting and non-inverting input terminals. Is it clear? So for that we have seen these two circuits. So to explain why the inputs are called inverting and non-inverting terminals. Let us see the op-amp IC 741. Practical form of the op-amp is an IC with 8 pins numbered from 1 to 8. The black dot on the left hand side represent that we must start counting the pins that dot serially. That is pin number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out of those 8 pins, only 7 pins are used. The 8 pin has no connection. NC means no connection. Clear? So counting, see here there is a notch also to represent from where you have to start the pin numbering. Okay. So like this it will go. So your dot is also there and notch is also. This cut is called, you can say C shape. This is nothing but called as notch. So you can start the numbering from here, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 like this. Clear? Here the 4 pins are input and 1 pin is output. Hence the name of this IC is 741. Pin number 6 is for output. Pin number 6, here you will get the output. This IC requires two power supplies. As we see, biasing power supplies positive and negative, that is positive and negative, which is given at pin number 7. Positive voltage is given at pin number 7 and negative voltage is given at pin number 4. Between pin number 1 and pin number 5, a offset resistance is connected. So between pin number 1 and pin number 5, offset resistor is connected, which is explained little later. Pin number 2 is called as inverting input and pin number 3 is called as non-inverting input terminal. So pin number 2 inverting input terminal and pin number 3 non-inverting input terminal. Okay. So this is the pin diagram of Op-Amp IC 741. So for practicals we'll be using this IC. So you should know where the inputs are connected and from where which pin we get the output, and we biasing voltages are connected between pin number 7 and 4. Between pin number 1 and 5 we connect a offset resistance and there is no connection at pin number 8. To maintain the symmetry, the pin number 8 is there. Only 7 pins are used. So here the symbol of the op-amp is drawn inside the pin. So sometimes student, the pin diagram is asked for 1.5 mark. They ask 2 pin diagram. So you should draw the proper pin diagram. This is a proper pin diagram and you should label it properly. So here 741. So pin number 6, op-amp output is connected to pin number 6. Then positive biasing voltage plus VCC is connected to pin number 7 and minus VEE is connected to pin number 4. Pin number 2 is an inverting terminal and pin number 3 is connected to positive. See, positive mark means that is non-inverting terminal. Okay. And here pin number 1 is offset null and pin number 5 is mentioned as offset null. So this diagram you have to draw the dot here and a notch. Is it clear? So pin number 1 and 5 are offset null. Pin number 2 is connected to negative, that is inverting input, positive, so it is non-inverting input. 6 is output, 7 VCC and pin number 4 VE minus VEE plus power supply and minus power supply are applied. Okay. Let us see the block diagram of operational amplifier. The block diagram of operation consists of the blocks. Let us see. Double-ended differential amplifier, single-ended differential amplifier, emitter follower, level shifter and output stage. So the op-amp consists of so many blocks. So let us see the block diagram. Op-amp consists of 3 basic stages. The first stage is called as the input stage, which consists of the first differential amplifier with a constant current source. The second stage is called as intermediate stage, which consists of a second differential amplifier, emitter follower and DC level shifter. And the last stage is the output stage. So this block diagram is divided into 3 stages. The first stage consists of a first differential amplifier. The intermediate stage consists of the second differential amplifier, emitter follower, DC level shifter, and the last stage consists of a output stage. The op-amp has 2 input, inverting input and non-inverting input. 2 input and 1 output. Okay. So the differential amplifier is the basic building block of the op-amp. The input stage is the difference differential amplifier with a constant voltage source. The output of this is double-ended. Okay, so it is called as a double-ended. That is, it takes between two collectors, right? This stage provides, what is the function of this stage? What it does? It provides high CMRR, high gain and high input impedance. Now this reduces the noise at the output and helps to reduce the drip. What is drip? That is change in output due to change in temperature, supply voltage and aging. The second stage is a differential amplifier. The output of this is a single-ended. See, one end is ground. So it is a single-ended and this is a double-ended. Is taken between the collector of any one of the transistor and ground. This stage, why this stage is introduced? To increase the gain and to further to increase the gain and further to increase the CMRR. CMRR is nothing but common mode rejection ratio. We'll see that is a parameter of op-amp. So to increase the CMRR and gain, we are again connected to a second stage differential amplifier. Then the next block, that is emitter follow. It is again single-ended input and single-ended output. The other terminal is grounded. Now the emitter follow, the gain is 1, has a very high input impedance and very low output impedance. The gain of this amplifier is almost unity. So its gain is 1. What is gain? Output upon input, our output voltage upon input voltage, that is nothing but gain. And therefore this stage acts as a buffer between the two stages to avoid the overloading. So to avoid the overloading, we use emitter follower. Low output resistance and high input resistance is provided by the emitter follower. The next stage is DC level shifter. In DC amplifier, the DC voltage is of the cascade stage increases due to the direct coupling, because internally the differential amplifier, they are directly coupled and there might be the level shifting takes place. It may be near equal to the power supply voltage. In absence of the input, the output may not be zero. Therefore, the DC level shifter is necessary to bring the output to 0 volt level or ground potential. So when there is no input, the output should be 0, but sometimes it is not 0, right? So to bring the output to 0, we are using a DC level shifter. The output stage is a push-pull power amplifier. The output impedance of this stage is low. So it has to be, output impedance should be low, then only it will be provided to the load, right? All the voltage will be provided to the load. The output impedance of this stage is low, which helps to provide the sufficient current to the load without distortion. So large current voltage without distortion can be obtained. So this we get a output here which has a large output voltage without distortion can be obtained. Clear? So an operational amplifier has two inputs, input terminal and one output terminal. The differential amplifier is the first stage of the op-amp. In the differential amplifier, the signal at the two input produces opposite change in the collector current of the either transistor. When the amplified signal is passed through the different stages of op-amp, the output of op-amp may be in phase with the input, whereas it may be out of phase with the input. So output may be in phase with the input or it may be out of phase with the input applied at the other input, right? So the input for which the output is in phase is called non-inverting input, which is denoted by positive non-inverting input, and the other input when the output and the applied signal are out of phase, means they have 180-degree phase shift, then that called as inverting input, denoted by minus sign. So we have seen here the block diagram of op-amp. So question come, explain the block diagram of operational amplifier. You have to draw the block diagram and explain the advantages of each block in the block diagram. Is it clear? So this is nothing but block diagram of op-amp. The first differential amplifier, it is double-ended. Then second differential amplifier, single-ended. Emitter follow again single-ended, and DC shifter single-ended, and output stage. So block diagram of a op-amp has three stage: first stage, intermediate stage, and the last stage. Intermediate stage consists of three blocks, that is second differential amplifier, emitter follower, and DC shifter. And the last stage is the output stage. So student, in today's lecture we have seen what do you mean by operational amplifier. Amplifier because it amplifies an operation, because it performs different mathematical operation. Then we have seen the symbol of op-amp, then the pin diagram of op-amp, then we have seen the block diagram of op-amp. So this way we came to the end of operational amplifier session 1. Thank you.